There we are, we have half your face.
Just a really unflattering camera.
Oh, your hair looks cute though. I like your little bun.
Maybe up here? That's better.
Nope. Okay, Twitch is live.
Hello.
There we go. Oh yeah, you are robot-y.
Is it bad?
Yeah.
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 I mean, just try unplugging and plugging them back in. I've been robot-y before and that's fixed it.
I've done robot-y before.
Well, I mean, I'm always a robot, but in terms of my vocal quality... You're very quiet. I don't know if you were muted. Yes.
Can't hear you.
Hello, people in chat. We're just sorting out a couple technical difficulties. We are down a Lindsay and a Champs tonight, so that's unfortunate, but we will soldier on. And...
Yep.
No.
It's not on.
No. Not at all.
we can see you, we can't hear you.
I can hear you on Steph's.
Yep.
Yeah. Nothing.
Well, while we're sorting that out, I guess we could use some of this time. Did the people not working with or not working on the mics want to recap or
Testing?
that's
There
There we go.
Yep, there you are.
Weird.
Okay. I'm trying to remember if I took notes and they maybe just didn't make it onto my new computer, or if I just didn't have a note file.
I can do a brief recap, and if you all want to add anything to it afterwards,
Yeah.
you can do.
I just opened my Roll20 journal and it just says walk into the club like what off I'm an old lady. So I don't think I'm gonna be any help.
Perfect.
That sounds about right.
Yep.
It does sound about right.
We currently have 17 people watching.
You're robot-y again.
I'll be back.
Yep. And hello, 17 people. That's it's quite a number. That's a
So-
number.
That is a number. So, everyone, welcome. I'm gonna briefly recap what happened on episode 1. And, let's see. So, our party is a group of refugees from a nation that has been completely overtaken by a demonic horde. And they've traveled over the sea to the far western colonies of New Caledonia. Right now, they're in the city of, they're based out of the city of Belford, where they all the players, with the exception of Sister Hestia, live together in an apartment building, a la friends. They have managed to get a job with a organization based out of Belford called Skywatch, which is responsible for tracking the migratory patterns of dragons. And they have they just got hired on, and they did like one of those basic introductory missions where they're just delivering supplies to one of the Skywatch outposts. Along the way, they were attacked by some sort of abomination, nasty creature, but they all bested it with teamwork and good vibes. And then they kept traveling down the road, and they've arrived at the far west outpost as night falls, and they're kind of making themselves comfortable right now. And did anyone want to add anything to that?
No mention of the epilogue?
Oh, right, the epilogue, sure. Yeah, unbeknownst to the characters currently, the landlord who was watching over some of the party members' family was walking down the halls of the apartment building and was apparently killed in the night by some stranger. So, or a group of strangers. So there's a lot of questions about that, but our characters don't know about that yet, unfortunately. So right now, they are just chilling out. Did anyone want to add anything to what was to that? Any particular details that stood out to you?
I'd hopefully like to add a non-robot voice.
You're a robot.
You failed. You failed in that. Hope. Hope's crushed.
Feels bad.
You got it.
I have very little patience for this right now.
He dead now.
He did. Okay.
Testing?
A
Robot.
little better. Roll 20 does not want to cooperate with us.
Roll 20. Can you hop into Discord?
It has to be roll 20 because, I mean, we were in Discord last night and it was fine.
Well, hop in Discord right now. Let's just hear it real quick. Just so we can eliminate that. And if it is roll 20, we can go to Skype or something. Or Discord, I guess.
Yeah, we could just, well, yeah, because we can do video only in this and then voice on Discord.
Keep talk. Say a sentence. Sounds. Are you muted in roll 20? Just sort of. Sounds fine in Discord. So you want to switch? Yeah.
Hell, I'm gonna have to. How do I?
Okay, there might be, let's see, I want to receive video only. Okay, and Ryan and Leech are currently muted in Discord.
Oh my gosh, the Alex echo.
I'm just gonna mute all of you.
It's just like, I don't know why it's so funny.
I'm muting you all in roll 20, by the way.
Yeah, I changed it to receive video only.
Oh my gosh, Alex, you're still going. It's amazing. I'm muting you, so it doesn't even matter now.
Yep, because I forgot to change it to broadcast video only as well.
Ah.
Okay, and chat, let us know, just making sure you can hear everyone else in Discord now, or if I need to mess with OBS to get them in here.
Man.
Wait.
Ryan's
Talk
still
again.
muted.
Me? What?
He's
Is it
fine.
still broken?
I think you're echoing.
Not for me.
No? It's echoing for me and you're getting robot-y.
He sounds fine to me.
Right, talk.
Hello, 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 hello.
Oh my god,
hello?
it's so echoey. What is
Alright,
I have you
alright.
muted.
Yeah, mute yourself. Have you done the broadcast video only in roll 20?
Broadcast and receive
Yep.
video only in roll 20.
There we go.
Everyone.
Okay.
All right, that's.
It's fine now. It's fine now.
Ryan is mute, it says.
Well,
Am I still muted?
On Discord?
probably not, because, I mean, that might be the Twitch delay, we'll see. But they at least can hear you guys, so I don't need to,
Oh.
like, add OBS in as a, or
my
add
God, is this
Discord.
Oh, the Ryan is. Yeah, I was muted 30 seconds in the past. Clock. Thank you.
I can hear Leech Wife now, too.
Yep.
Yay!
Okay, so now I think everything is sorted out. As best as it can be.
Jeez. Yeah. See,
Okay.
I'm hearing an echo from my
I am
mic.
too. Is it from Steph's thing?
Are you on? Are you muted?
I don't
Can you
think so.
check? Alright. Because this is gonna drive me up the freaking wall.
Yeah, I'm muted.
She's
Drive
muted.
you up the frickin' wall.
So see, she's muted and I'm getting an echo.
I'm hearing it too, though.
Is someone's computer generating sound and we're getting that?
No.
I don't think
Not
so.
mine.
I mean,
Just go.
I-
Let's just go. I'm gonna just talk as little as possible.
But I see signal coming through Steph's Discord thing, like when you talk. it's not totally muted.
You know what? Your stuff is picking up the new camera, not your microphone. That's what it's doing. Thank you, Ryan.
Also, I lost Ryan's video.
Hold on.
Reconnect.
Let me reconnect.
I swear, I'm gonna strangle the whole Roll20 video setup at once.
I refreshed, so I have to reconnect. Yeah, it's
Yep.
It's disappointing to its mother and I. Better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's so annoying because I ran a game earlier and it like was all working fine.
It worked perfectly fine for us for a while, and then they switched stuff and it stopped working well.
Yep.
Where'd you switch that at?
At the top, the little camera thing, like you did.
In here? But not in Discord.
I'm here.
Yep. So I do appreciate how in this game, you know, they're appropriate sides of each other instead of like if Robert had walked to the left and then shown up in a frame to the right.
Yeah. So what's up, chat?
You cut out?
Me?
This was still way less of a kerfuffle than the first time we played.
Yeah.
It's way less. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At least we have like video, basically.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, check and see if your mute works now.
Mine?
Yes.
Hello.
I hear that. I hear.
Now we hear nothing.
I hear. Yep.
What?
I wasn't hearing her.
I'm still getting your audio on Roll20, but it doesn't matter as long as Alex doesn't get it, because I just muted you on Roll20. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sounded fine to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
How about now?
But it's bad again.
Sorry, I have mine on mute.
Can't hear you.
Ta-da!
Yay. All right. Cool.
Hey.
All right. So, one last check. Did anyone want to add anything? Any questions before we get going?
I'd like to add an apology to everyone that used to be watching.
Yep.
No one stayed around for the for just us fiddling with stuff. Oh.
Yeah, 20 minutes of audio problems? What? On a stream? Come on.
I don't know, we still have 8 people, so that's still a lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so just realized I can't hear any music in my own end. Okay. All right. So everyone, welcome back to episode 2. Let's see. So we all return to the steps of Estes. You all sit in a long hall, crackling of the bonfire, nearly enough to take your mind off the cold wind, hissing through cracks in the stonework. Around the room are scattered thin straw mats, where several figures can be seen snoring weariedly within the fire's radiance. You've been given blankets and warm drink. An attendant can be seen preparing a few extra mats for you and the rest of your party. About halfway through your drink, you hear footsteps as a man emerges from a stone staircase at the end of the room and begins to approach the fire. He wears a sort of odd sort of skin around his shoulders, like reptilian skin with large scales. It's ghostly white and faint blue stripes of color, the color that matches his old eyes that seem to regard you all carefully. And as he kind of approaches the fire, one of the attendants snaps to attention, says, "Watcher Cassis!" So he just kind of nods, and the attendant seems to go at ease. He approaches the rest of you. He regards you all, looking from one to the next. And then, seeing Sister Hestia there, same with a light of recognition in his eyes. He's like, "What are these mainlanders doing here?"
What did you call us?
Well, they're working here, dear. I've recruited them.
Were you that desperate already?
Well, I don't know about desperate, but there's nothing wrong with them. Good, strong, young bodies.
Oh, so.
Torio is not strong. Torio is very fast.
That's good. That'll be helpful.
Young
Well,
is the main thing, dear.
Well, I'm glad to see that you've all arrived safely. Well, and then he eyes Otakar and he's like, most of you, I suppose. I'll be sure to send in Brother Jerome to take care of you in a moment. But, Hestia, and he reaches into a bag that he has at his side and removes what looks like a ornate ivory tusk that is has a few etchings in the sides. It's topped with a bronze cap with a ring of wax around the top with a bunch of markings on it, like some sort of seal. And he hands it over to you and says, "Need you, when you return to the city tomorrow, I need you to bring this to the Skywatch office in Belford."
I nod and kind of take the thing and look at it and tuck it away in my robes.
And also, I'll make sure that our clerks write up a receipt for you, a receipt of goods. So when you return to the office in Belford, they'll pay you for your work here.
All right. Well, I mean, no payment necessary. Just doing the good work.
He kind of looks at you oddly at that. He's like, "Right?" He's like,
What did this guy say his name was?
his name is Cassis.
He's your lifelong friend. You don't even know his name.
Old, I don't know things.
His name's Friend?
I guess that was comfortable. I'll be sure to send in Mother Jerome to see you to mend those wounds. If you need anything, be sure to just send word to one of my attendants. And he kind of doesn't really wait for a reply and returns back to the staircase and moves his way back up, leaving you all at the fire, more or less alone, besides the sleeping people around you for a few moments.
I just kind of cock an eyebrow and shake my head and mutter under my breath, "Stuffy, arrogant."
All right. And after a few minutes, right about when your drinks are a little bit less than halfway full, smallish, thin, squirrely-looking man with oversized robes comes into the room. He's seen maybe in his mid-40s, mid-50s, around there, middle-aged. He kind of comes in the room, seemingly a little bit perturbed and distracted, as carrying a bag of that clinks as he walks. He's like, oh, late in the night, everyone's showing up. Then he makes his way over to the room and it's like, who's the injured one? Who's the injured one? And
That would be my sister over here.
he kind of ruffles through his bag and pulls out some things and begins to tend to her wounds. And he's focused on his task, he's kind of, fall around to notice the rest of you. And when he sees Sister Hestia, he drops a vial on the ground and it shatters. He's like, oh, sister, why are you here?
Now to speak, boy. What's the matter? Pick up your thing. Don't throw things around when you're meant to be doctoring.
It's how miraculous to see that you've recovered.
Well, all things are miracles under the guidance of the goddess.
Recovered? From what?
Oh, I had a very bad chest, dear. I am old. We get ill.
That's understandable.
Hardier than you look.
Yeah, well, I put on a brave front. Speaking of which, have you got a room for me? I'm not sleeping in here with this lot, am I? It's very hot in here. And I sort of pull up my collar a little bit.
You'll have to ask an attendant about that. There might be a room for you. And he continues to dress the wound, clearly confused. And minutes pass.
I stand up and walk off.
Okay.
Oh, good night, I guess.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go and see if I can find somebody who works here. Have a nice time. Stay up. Do young people things.
And before too long, you're able to find a tenant who, knowing who you are, is more than happy to give up a space in one of the, I guess just like back in the kitchens, there's another place where sometimes they take naps, but he takes you there and says, "I know about you here for a while."
Does the door lock?
It does not.
Can I put a chair underneath the handle?
Yes. Yeah, you can find a chair and put it underneath the handle.
Okay, I do that and then immediately undress and I'm just the sweatiest guy and lie down on the bed
Alright. Alright, so Hestia has left the fire. The rest of you, sitting there, an attendant comes by and refills your drinks with something to keep your blood warm. But is there anything else you would like to do before you go to sleep?
I'm just watching this guy doctor up my sister like a hawk. Or, I'm sorry, Torio, is that offensive?
So what are we drinking? Is it
Your choice of hot tea, hot alcohol, hot tea with alcohol in it.
okay? So drinking the tea is fine, but if they brought Torio alcohol, there would be much squawking and so any questions directed at him might have been drowned out in him over in the corner hacking like an owl trying to cough up a pellet. Just it's horrible. It's like Scuttle from Little Mermaid trying to sing. It's pretty bad.
Okay, so with that in mind, I'll say that you had a little bit of alcohol in one of them. They forgot which one they were supposed to refill. Mizuki, anything for you?
I would take the tea, the non-alcohol one. And
Poison.
it's not poison, Torio. It's just alcohol.
It's bad.
Some people quite like it.
Yeah, just give me all their alcohol.
An attendant gives you a knowing glance.
You're a brave one.
I mean, it's kind of like poison, but it's poison people like.
Careful, friend. It's very bad.
We'll make sure you don't have any more.
Or we'll teach you how to hold your liquor.
I held it fine. It was drinking that was hard.
Amazing. Besides drinking her tea, I might like find a quiet corner and meditate for a little bit.
What are you meditating? Like, or just trying to clear your mind and everything?
Yeah, I'm just trying to clear my mind, kind of reset after fighting this really creepy, ugly thing.
Mm-hmm.
As you're meditating, kind of centering yourself, focusing on your breathing, being both like out of your body, but also entirely present in your body as far as your focus goes. A feeling of unease comes over you. One that you haven't felt in a long time, but something feels wrong. And it's difficult to shake that as you're meditating, as you try to clear your mind. This just feeling kind of rises up, and you're unable to move your mind past that.
Okay.
All right. Toro, Barty, anything you want to do before nap?
Look around for more cookies. Or sorry, proper biscuits.
Proper biscuits. There are no proper biscuits up here.
Feel sad.
You do find something that looks like a proper biscuit, but it is not. It is like hardtack or something like that.
Yeah, a couple pecks, and I think I'd know the difference, but if there's no like meat being served, then I'm fine.
Yeah, they can procure up some. There's not a lot of. They're being really. They're not giving you like their best stuff because they know that you're heading back to town pretty soon. But they're happy to.
They're not like bringing out a haunch.
Yeah. But they're happy to share with you some of the rabbit stew that they've been kind of brewing all day.
Sniff.
Take the rabbit.
It's fun. Yeah. Not happy with that. Other than that, I'm fine.
Yeah. All right, Barty?
Nope, just making sure my sister's comfortable and not going to reopen her wounds, and also just steadily getting drunker as I drink apparently the entire group's alcohol ration.
Okay. Sure. As Brother Jerome kind of finishes up with Odakarin, he kind of scurries back off the way he came, somewhat agitated. And that everyone goes to sleep.
I'm gonna be the worst. I'm not going to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I want to kind of wait until it like sounds quiet, like everyone's asleep.
Okay. So you wait. Let's say wait about. I'm imagining it. You all arrived around like 9:30 or 10. So we'll say you have to wait good 2 or 3 hours before you feel comfortable that people are settled down a little bit.
Okay. So still like undressed because it's hot. I'm just gonna like peek. First, I'm gonna give myself my blessing. My goddess's blessing, so I have advantage on stealth.
Sure.
And I'm gonna like peek out and just make sure nobody's around outside my room.
Okay. You look one way down the hallway and then the other way, and you don't. Oh, I should also go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Place my character sheet. Hang on.
Okay. I've got some notes that I cannot find. I put those. Okay.
14.
Yeah, so you're able to, kind of push the door open without, in such a way that you're pretty confident that the hinges aren't going to squeak, and as you push it open, they don't. And you're able to, survey the hallway, and it doesn't appear to be anyone there on either side, or either end of the hallway, rather.
Okay, did I see when that guy Cassius or whatever his name is went off? Did I see where he went?
So the hallway. I'm sorry, the stairwell that he came from. Yes, but you would have to go out back into the main room to get back to that. You've been led into a side room that's adjacent to the main hall, and the main hall is the kind of nexus. You have to kind of travel through there to get to other areas.
Yeah, okay. Live life on the edge, man. I'm gonna tiptoe back to the main hall and see if people are asleep.
Okay. Sure. So, is everyone still asleep at that point? Okay. You get back. You see
fluffed up.
fluffed up Torio.
If there's
covered
a
in
perch.
Yeah. You're probably really close to the fire, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty close to the fire. So if there's like a hearth where it like I'd be just kind of like sitting on it with my wings kind of like folded up.
Okay.
I'm very bird-like.
Barty, how are you sleeping? Are you like,
A little bit, but also just like still. Yeah, he probably passed out drunk.
I mean, did his sister put all the glasses around the outline of his body?
Yeah,
Lit.
yeah, she probably would have.
If she did, I helped.
Mm-hmm.
There's yeah. Okay, and Mizuki, how what do you look like? This is a weird question, I know this, but why not? Like, what do you look like when you're sleeping? Are you like meditating, or are you like you side sleeper? I don't know.
Sleep how I actually sleep, which is like perfectly on her back, and like I cross my hands on my stomach, but she'd probably be more like
Okay.
and just like that all night. Doesn't
Okay.
move, kind of looks dead, like mummy kind of vibe.
Cool. So yeah, that's what you see, sister. And also about 5 other individuals who are snoring.
Okay, if they're all asleep, I'm just gonna like tiptoe through and try and get up those stairs to where that guy went.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let me see just one thing. Okay. So you go up the stairs, being careful. Roll me a perception check. We'll start with that as you kind of going towards the back, saying,
Well, balls.
Those old eyes don't see as well as they used to.
I've got the
yeah.
cataracts bad.
Yeah. You're going through and trying to like pay attention to what's going on up ahead, but one of the people sleeping just snoring so loud it starts to it also has like this weird little like whistle and a wind down to his snore. It's like and you're trying not to listen to it, trying to listen ahead, but it's like so weird and like cartoonish and distracting that it's hard for you to like pay attention. But you make your way up the stairwell. You see a couple. The stairwell goes up. There is one door that leads off, where there's like a small bit of light coming out from under the door, and the stairs continue to go up for a ways.
Can I like listen at the door?
Sure. All right, so you press your ear against the door, and you hear a muffled voice saying, "What did I pay you for?" "No, I understand that. What did I pay you for? You have to make this right. No, we had a deal, and you see it through." "Yes. Or I'll have your head. If the deal doesn't go through, I'll make sure that the head shepherd hears about it."
Do I recognize the voice?
Through the door, no.
No. Okay. I'm just gonna like take note of that and carry on up the stair.
Is my camera lagging still?
Not right now, but it has been a little bit.
Okay. Just give me a heads up if it does again.
Just did it a little bit.
Yep.
I'm gonna refresh real quick.
Okay.
Refresh.
I need a jacket.
I
But
need
you
a.
can still hear me because I'm still here.
Because Discord.
Well,
Oh my God.
I've been every time your camera lags, Ryan. By the way, even though you're not in Roll 20, I do get a bit of robot on your audio, so
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's probably a connection
Same.
issue.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see if Tiana's torrenting something. No, I'm kidding. She doesn't torrent. Let me just see.
Buying things on the black market.
Mm-hmm. That deep web, though.
I was gonna say that that like weaponized plutonium.
Yeah, I think that. I don't know what qualifies as the technical difference between the deep web and the dark web.
I think that they're all fake, and it's just a joke on the internet.
Maybe. But I guess probably the dark
That's
web
what
is
I
the
want you to
illegal
think.
stuff on the deep web.
Or maybe that's what I'm supposed to tell people.
Well, I had my PC and my laptop running, and Tiana's not doing anything, so it might just be a slowdown in my area.
Maybe. And your camera was just laggy there, but your voice stayed fine?
Anyways.
Yep.
We'll work through it.
Anywho,
I've already taken up all our tech time for this session, so.
all right, cool. So, as long as my voice stays solid, I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I close out Twitch, so if anyone says anything on Twitch that you want to share, let me know, because I'm not going to look at it anymore. Hi.
Sorry.
Extreme close up.
Sorry, you guys got
All
some-
right. So, sister, what do you want to do?
I want to just like I'm gonna like make a mental note of that weird conversation and then continue up the stairs.
You make your way upstairs, passing by a door with no light underneath, and there's the stairs keep going on for one more floor where there is another door with no light coming out from underneath.
Okay, I'm gonna go all the way to the top and work my way down.
Okay. Okay, so you go all the way to the top, and what do you want to do?
I want to see if I can open the door very quietly.
Okay. Give, I guess, sleight of hand. Yeah.
Team?
Okay. So you kind of turn the latch and push at the door very slowly. Seems to be makes only the tiniest little squeak. And you kind of slide the door out. It doesn't appear to be locked or barred. And you hear sounds of quiet snoring within.
Okay, can I like, fuck, can I see anything in here? Like, does it look like a nice room?
It's hard to tell. There's not any lights within the room, but I mean, there's a little bit of moonlight that's coming through the window. It looks pretty nice in here, I guess.
Yeah, like, can I see the person who's asleep in here?
You see a big mound underneath a pile of furs.
Damn. Okay, I'm gonna try the next door down and just
Okay.
do the same thing there.
Okay. All right. Give me another sleight of hand check. Okay. So you turn at the latch, and as you kind of push up against it, there's a loud creaking sound that happens as you kind of push up against it. What would you like to do? Wait it out?
Yeah. Does anything happen? It's kind of dark up here, right?
Yeah, it's pretty dark up here.
Okay.
That's not what I wanted to do. You hear the sound of snoring within that seems to kind of choke for a second and then stop.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna sneak in.
Okay. You push the door open, and you hear a voice like, "Who's there?"
Do I recognize the voice?
In the second, no.
No? Okay. Just looking for the facilities. Go back to sleep! And I sneak out.
You shut the door on your way out.
We're on my way out.
Okay. Yeah. And so you're back in the hallway.
Okay, this plan failed. I'm gonna go back down and listen at that door a little bit more.
Okay. As you go back down to the kind of first floor, you notice that the light underneath the door is out.
Okay. Can I just listen just to make sure I don't hear anything?
Sure. Go ahead, give me a perception check.
14, which I've rolled like 5 times tonight.
So you wait at the door. You don't hear anything.
Okay, I'm going in.
Okay. You go ahead and are you trying to be quiet about opening up the door?
Yeah. I'm trying to be quiet.
Okay. So one more sleight of hand check.
Another 14. Aw.
Everyone.
So once again, these old doors seem to squeak, and you open it up. Just as there's a figure within the room that you can barely see in like the really soft moonlight. It kind of spins around as you come in.
I cast my spell.
Okay. Okay. He's like, Sister Hestia, and you see Brother Jerome before you.
Okay. I look at him and I try to look offended, and I'm like, where are the facilities in this establishment?
No, not here. What are you doing? No, just please, go now. I'll show you where they are.
Okay, I go with him.
He walks you out, and he is visibly shaking, and he kind of guides you back towards the way you came, back where that side rooms, that side hallway was, and leads you to a latrine, essentially.
Okay, good. I shoo him off, and after that debacle, I'm gonna go back to bed and actually go to sleep this time.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, everyone.
All right. So cool. Night passes. Boy, I guess. And then morning comes. It's pretty early for most of you. Again, once around first light around 6:30, and as people kind of wake you, there's people brewing coffee and tea at the fire. Kind of hear the sounds of like kind of clinking tins and cups as people are kind of stirring awake, and everyone begins to gather once again in the long hall room.
At the first sign of sunlight, Torio does the ritual waking call of his people.
Okay.
It sounds vaguely like a rooster.
Can I hear it, please?
Yes.
You'll get an inspiration
If you close your eyes, it's like a bit more sing-songy, and I'm not that great, but it's a very very gentle like and it gets louder and louder and louder until everyone wakes up.
Okay, I'll give you half a point of inspiration for that.
Bartimaeus will, just without even looking, just like feel around for something, presumably get one of the many cups around him and try and chuck it in that direction.
Okay, yeah, I'll give instead of it, no, I'll give you advantage. Yeah, you get a spring inspiration that you can use sometime today. So, there you go. Yeah.
Woo!
I've never handed out inspiration before, but why not?
For jokes.
Yeah. Okay, so you all kind of gather. A little young boy comes to the long hallway room with a bandage around one of his hands, and tells you that
hit with a cup.
your horses are refreshed and the wagon is ready to go.
Is the bandage from Foe?
Yes. Yes.
Poor kid. I hate that stupid horse.
So what's next?
I guess we're getting in the wagon? I thought we were coming here to train and watch dragons or something. Isn't that what you signed us up for, Oda Karen?
Oh. I mean, kind of, but maybe later.
Is what she said.
Best.
I'm waiting for the old lady.
Oh, yes.
Do we need
You
to
are
wait
kind
for
of the
her?
leader, old lady.
Yeah, I take a while. I come down a little bit later, or I come out of my room a little bit later than everyone else.
I thought old people got up earlier than us young people.
Well, you thought wrong.
Excuse me. Sassy old lady.
Out of game. What are we doing? what's our quest here? Are we just taking stuff back to the town?
You're muted. I can't hear you.
Oh yeah.
Ryan?
Hold on.
You're
There you are.
Really?
You're lagging out real bad too.
Alright, let me see something.
Did you sacrifice the goat to Roll20 today?
My upload speed must be bad because I hear you all totally fine. I haven't experienced any lag from either of you or anyone.
I mean, you could run a quick speed test.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Roll20. You're getting on our nerves.
Yep.
About to switch to fantasy grounds.
Is it fine right this second?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's just spotty right now. Because like I'm getting 35 down, which isn't great, but like for me, but I don't know.
Are you
we'll just
hardwired or Wi-Fi?
I'm hardwired right now, or I'm sorry, I'm Wi-Fi right now. But I do have a hardline right here, so this is probably gonna reset some things once I plug this in. As it switches over. So just bear with me, everybody. Talk amongst yourselves. Actually, I need a dongle for this, don't I?
You need a dongle to plug in Ethernet? What kind of laptop do you
Yeah.
have?
What is a
MacBook?
dongle word you guys are saying?
A
I don't
dongle
don't-
is the
you never
actual
heard of a
technical
dongle?
word for basically any cord that translates one cord to another.
Well,
Gotcha.
it's usually I've always heard it as a like a standalone plug-in, like a USB flash drive is a dongle technically.
Hold on a
I
second.
haven't
I'm
heard
gonna
that
say-
use of it.
I've always heard them as because we get them with software and like in graphics you get a key dongle in software and it has to be plugged into the computer, otherwise it won't authenticate your software and you can't run the graphics program. That's how I've always heard it used like that.
I've always heard it as the like translating, converting cable cord things, but it's something you plug into a computer as a dongle.
Actually, I'm having trouble finding my dongle. How about let's take like a 5-minute break while I
Sure.
restart my browser and everything, and
Yep.
Sounds good.
we'll pick up from there.
So,
I might get some pie.
yep, I will turn on my AC, but then be right back.
Okay.
If you have
and
questions-
we're still up, right?
Yeah, we're
right.
still up. Twitch, if you have questions, feel free to shoot them our way. Yeah, sorry for all the technical difficulties, but it's
Yes.
just one of those
It-
nights.
It is our first game back since the holidays started, so forgive us for being a little bit rusty. Yeah, so go ahead and if you guys don't already follow us on Twitter, go ahead and do that. Check out our YouTube videos. And like they said, if you have any questions about this campaign, the characters in it, likes, dislikes, motivations, anything you guys really want to talk about, typically D&D related, type it on in, and we'll do our best to answer it when we get back.
And then there was me.
Sorry, I keep struggling to remember to use my push to talk button.
Yeah. When we first started doing this, we mostly did push to talk, but we've just gotten better about, being quiet and just having the voice always on.
Yeah, well, I usually always do have the voice on, but for some reason in your Discord server it won't let me connect unless I have push to talk on.
That's very odd. I haven't seen that or heard of that.
Like a weird pop-up that was like, you cannot join this until you turn the push to talk on.
That's interesting. Have you tried Googling that yet?
No.
I'm just looking through some of the options and I don't know what it is. Okay, Discord apparently has built-in overlays. That's interesting.
Yeah, there's some. I know the NVIDIA also has built-in overlays that you can tie to the Twitch stream. So if you're playing, you can see how many people are viewing you and stuff like that, which is pretty cool.
I sent you a screenshot of the thing that comes up.
Yeah. Let me. I opened it on the main screen. Let me copy that and look on my other monitor.
And since, we're taking a break, I'll just go ahead and give a shameless self-plug here that if you guys follow me on Twitter, right now I just reached 1,500 followers, which I'm super, super excited about, and thank you so much for everyone that does follow me. I'm doing a giveaway for a custom-made world map. If you guys have a campaign or a D&D game that you guys are running and you need a decent quality world map of it made, you can go ahead and enter that giveaway, and you have a chance to win. And I'll work with you to build something custom that works well for your world. Try and like tease the idea that you have in your head out. So all you have to do is follow me on Twitter, which is @mentalburnout. My information's down below, and it should be the first pinned tweet with all the details for the giveaway.
I only have 123 followers, but I don't do jack shoot on Twitter. But when I hit 100 followers, I did a crappy art giveaway, and that was fun. So I don't think 125 is enough of a milestone, even for my level of inactivity. But I mean, if I get enough followers to make it worth it, I'll probably do more terrible, terrible art.
The terrible art giveaway was pretty amazing, I'll be honest.
I also just realized I don't have a Twitter header. Maybe I can make some of the terrible art be the header.
That is a great idea.
I should also be careful because I believe Critical Role is live now and I don't want to get any spoilers.
Yeah, don't go on Twitter right now.
Yep.
Just don't do it.
The one thing I really do like about Discord is that they have the automatic streaming thing, which is really cool.
Yeah, which I'm still not exactly sure what it does. Ooh, do I want my header to be the crappiness chart thing I made, or do I want it to be the baby monkey riding a tiger in space?
Why not
Monkey.
both? Porque
No los dos.
dos.
Because I can only choose one picture on Twitter because it's stupid. And I don't want to combine the two pictures right now. Okay, no, I can't get all of the
Hi.
demotivational ones, so let's do... Oh, that's so bad. I forgot how bad it was.
Alex is talking about his crappy art. So, for those of you that are interested, I recently started playing Magic the Gathering. We can have fun discussions about that while we're waiting. So, it was like Magic the Gathering, like, and those types of games in general. Yeah, exactly. Money the Gathering. It's not something I'm typically interested in because of the like demand for constant need to buy into the game. And it's one of the main reasons growing up why I was never really interested in Pokemon while all my friends were absolutely head over heels for it. I come from a rather, low-key kind of childhood when it comes to money. I was the kid that had to like save up for Payless shoes, and then could only buy them during a sale when you was buy one get one free because your brother needed a pair too. That was like my childhood, so that was like off the table. Well, a guy at work who's really into Magic the Gathering, we were kind of just talking, and it was like this middle ground where he was kind of into Magic, or he was really into Magic, and I was really into D&D, and we both talked, but we were like having that kind of disconnect. So he just shows up one day, and he has a box of duplicate cards that he has, and he built into like 2 or 3 different decks for me to just try out. He says, just take them. I don't need them anymore. I've got tons of these things. Those are all just like almost throwaway cards for me. I was like, cool, this is awesome. So I come home. I'm like, hey, Steph, look, Magic the Gathering. And she's like, oh, yeah. My dad's played that for years, and I played it a whole bunch, and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, okay, thanks for out-geeking me again. So we played a couple games. I got kind of into it. I started building, like trying to build a blue-white deck and fine-tuning it. And really, really irritating Steph by winning a lot. And then, so I took it back to work after I made this deck, and I took it back to work, and we started just playing a couple like friendly games, and he was kind of like showing me like more like fine-tuning how the game's actually played. Things like really important concepts that you kind of don't get if you're trying to learn on your own. Like, all cards are spells, not just spell cards, which are actually called sorceries, which I didn't understand at first. And then I started realizing some of the, like, intricacies between playing with cards and how they go together. So I beat him because he was trying to play this really cool deck with the deck I built. And then he came back today with, like, some real decks, not his, like, take it easy on the new guy deck. And it was so bad, you guys. I'm telling you right now, I got stomped so hard. He had a card out that just turned all land cards into colorless. So I couldn't cast anything. Like, at all. It was just like, he just put it out. He's like, so now all land in the entire game is colorless. But luckily, I have all these creatures that I can tap to use as green mana, so I can still play. You just can't do anything for like 3 turns until I get bored of paying for this thing. And I was like, this sucks. This is, I really like it. I really appreciate the card. It's really awesome, but it doesn't feel good over here. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. And then I was playing a blue-white deck, so he played a card that anything that costs less than 3 to cast dealt 2 damage to you, like, to the player. Like, he was subject to it too, but all of his creatures were like 4, 5, or 6 mana cost, so he didn't care. Meanwhile, I'm there with like a whole army of like 1/1s that only cost 1. It was terrible. It was fun, but I got stomped. He showed me like, oh yeah, that win. That was a fluke. But now that everyone's back, my story of Magic the Gathering's done.
You could have hollered for me.
Well, we all just got back.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, I don't think I fixed it totally.
We can hear you though, so it's okay.
Alright. Because right now I'm getting 67 down and 1 up.
Wow.
That
Extra
doesn't
life?
seem possible.
I mean, I get 0.4 up.
Jeez.
So I'm going to have to... it's probably some upgrade that's not going through for me.
I was gonna say we were getting 0.6 before we upgraded to a new provider, so that's not like.
I've just been living in main cities too long, I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
we
live in the middle of nowhere too. Yeah.
I was getting 15 up not long ago, so this is just like really low for me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we'll just push through. Make it work. So, yes, the mission that you're doing. You're given a basically a fancy scroll case, essentially, which is made out of like this ivory tusk that you are meant to deliver to the office and you also
You're roboting real bad. Didn't get any of that after like meant to deliver to the office.
I'm gonna cut off video then. We'll see if that helps.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Yep. We'll just make extra faces to
Yeah,
compensate.
this is why I don't have my video turned on.
And now we're down to 3.
How is my audio currently?
Seems fine.
Better. Still good. Still good. Still
Bit
good.
better.
Fine. All right. We'll just go sans vid. All right. So your mission that you've got going on is you were given an ivory scroll case essentially that's shaped in a tusk that you are meant to be deliver to the office.
You roboted out at the same point.
Oh my gosh. It doesn't want us to know.
Maybe our minds can't comprehend what he's saying.
This is just Ryan's way of really making this game just really creepy.
Mm-hmm.
And the second part is, I'll do this really slowly,
Mm-hmm.
is you have been given a receipt of delivery. So you drop that off and they give you money. It's basically letting them know that you delivered the items successfully.
Cool, cool, cool.
So you've got money.
So this is
and
not our money. This is money that we have to give to someone else.
No, the receipt of delivery is basically your the way that you get paid.
Okay. All right. So we're getting actual, like we're flush with cash.
You're going to get some money, yes. You haven't been paid yet, and you won't get it until you drop off that receipt. It's basically just a notarized thing that said, like, hey, we took this delivery here, they got it, and pay us now.
All right.
Cool.
Did we all
okay.
get our own individual receipts, or
You only have one that was given to Hestia, unfortunately.
okay? Toriel will continue to assume that what he's doing will bring blankets to the cold friends on the roof someday soon. This is the assumption.
You're
you
not
know.
cold anymore.
No,
you could say
now
they're extra
now
cold.
They're the most cold
Mhm.
they've ever
What?
been.
It's not bothering them so much though.
Why?
The cold doesn't bother them anyway.
No.
Because of day
It just bothers Torio.
Yeah.
All of it.
All right. So, did anyone want to do anything before you head on back to Belford?
I'm gonna jump in the driver's seat.
All right. Hop, hop.
All right, let's go.
Let's be off. We've had a bad feeling all evening, all morning. I'd rather get back to my sister as soon as possible.
What do you have to be feeling bad about? You didn't drink any of the alcohol last night.
So that's one less thing I have to feel bad about. It's just that, that feeling sometimes like something bad's gonna happen, or like there's just that cloud that hangs over your head. That's how I'm feeling today.
The first one is what the alcohol's for. The second one is the hangover.
That's true. But in this case, sans alcohol.
I don't follow.
Okay, imagine those feelings, but without alcohol. So you don't have the alcohol to make it feel better?
See, I understand the words you're saying, just not the concept behind them.
Well, one of these days, we're going to sober you up, and maybe we'll figure out if you can feel those things.
Well, that day will be the death of me.
I'm gonna shout over my shoulder, like into the back of the cart, and just be like, could you, those of you with good young eyesight, keep an eye on the road and make sure there's no more hideous monstrosities waiting for us.
Gladly, yes. I can assist with that.
Yep, and I assume Odie would be doing that as well.
If there's room, like not room, if there's line of sight, I'd like to fly above to keep an eye out. But if it's like covered up and I can't see very well, I'll stick with the cart.
Okay. All right. So, hold on a second.
Also, what's the weather like? Is it a good day for flying?
It's much better than yesterday. Yes. So you can fly if you'd like.
Okay. He can fly, he can fly, he can fly, he can fly, he can fly.
All right. So can I get? I guess who's keeping an eye out? Mizuki, Torio, and Barty.
Jeez.
Odie would. I don't know if I have.
Barty, what?
I don't have access to her
You
sheet.
do not. I will roll it for her.
Mhm.
Where is her sheet? Okay.
What are we doing?
Just a perception, just to keep an eye out on the road.
Just a little perception sip.
That feeling is just too much right now.
Look at me, I can do a backflip.
So
Ooh,
I think
look
that's
at Toya doing a backflip.
so. Yeah, I think that's either everyone's passive perception or less than that. So yeah, you as you travel along the road, you do not see anything. Actually,
Torio's blind!
um,
Oh, can I have advantage?
I just have it.
What's the sleight of hand for?
By accident. No big deal.
So, Marty, what's your passive perception?
13.
Okay.
For some reason, my perception is at the bottom of my skills, so I can't find it when I'm looking alphabetically.
As everyone else's eyes, like Mizuki, Torio, Nalai, who I probably should roll for as well, but just say that she's doing passive perception. And Torio, they're all looking kind of out and ahead and away from the cart, looking for anyone who might be hiding among the trees. You're just content, just kind of be present within the cart itself, and you notice Sister Hestia kind of fidgeting with some, like her back is turned to you, but she's fidgeting with something at the front of the cart. You're still driving it, right, Hestia? Is that accurate?
Yeah, I think maybe that's why my sleight of hand sucked. I'm like trying to do two things at once.
Okay. But yeah, Hestia, you get it off with no problems.
So she's fidgeting though at the front of the cart.
Yes. Were you looking out for, like, were you looking at the cart or you were looking out?
So I'm not flying above, right? I don't have line of sight down at the cart from above.
I guess you could. I guess if you're circling around, just you tell me if this is something that you might notice, because I assume that you were kind of looking out what's coming ahead and like around in the hills around the cart. But if you'd be checking back at the cart, then that would be something that you'd be able to notice as well.
No. So if I have sight of the cart from above, I would be flying around and keeping an eye on the cart and what's like around it, just the immediate area, just kind of like if any movement or anything catches my eye. Kind of in the sense like, you know, he's hunting almost too.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's where I would be.
Okay. I'll say from your vantage, you can kind of see what almost looks like Sister Hessie is like kind of struggling with the reins a little bit.
Okay.
But maybe
I'm
not.
going to become immediately suspicious and fly down on the seat next to her, like as close as I can get, and just like look at her for a second, and then ask if that's a cookie.
That's fair. It might be a cookie.
I just like turn and like dig into my other pocket and give him a biscuit.
I'm going to take the biscuit and fly back up in the air.
Okay. All right. So, Hestia,
what's in that scroll case, man?
you slide out a few pieces of parchment. There looks like long lists of notes separated into 3 columns. Seems to be associated with dates, species of dragons, and locations. And you kind of look through it, and you can kind of guess that maybe these are associated with, you know, maybe sightings of dragons, that sort of thing. And there's also a map on there as well, which will be I guess I can draw this. I was going to use my hands. No, I'm not going to draw this. I'll just describe it. Basically, you see a map of New Caldora, and there are several lines that kind of move across the map. And they seem to be, and they're in slightly different, like one line will be dashes, one will be dots, one will have like stripes through it, other one will be all X's. So like to keep track of each different path. There are a few different dates that are kind of like drawn next to some of the lines, and just glancing at it for a moment, you're able to see that the similar lines normally stay within each, very close to each other as the dates go by. It'll just like shift slightly as the dates move. But the most recent date of this year, they've been dipping very sharply southward. So just to, I won't draw it because that's probably really complicated to picture. So like, let's say this is 10-10, this is like 10-11, 10-12, 10-13, kind of like that. And as you get to this year, it kind of just like drops deep south, that sort of thing. As this, and this is like an overlay on the map that you see.
Okay.
Also, you see, additionally, the last thing you see on there's like a small note that's kind of in between the sheets that you kind of pull out. And this one is slightly different in that it's a little bit more crumpled up piece of paper. It's not as nicely kept up. There's like some tearing at the edges. It is written in a sloppier hand as well. And at the top, it's just like a really kind of like hastily written notes. It says, "New varietal spotted. Witness, Water Pios. Location, the foothills south of Falkirk. Description, through the spyglass, serpentine, long, dark of color, vaporous in appearance, nearly mist-like, likely a trick of the eye from distance or heat, odd growth protruding from spine, defect, ? And then in text that's been scribbled out and it's almost indecipherable, you see a few words that you can kind of make out. One says distortion, you see growth, you see glint of metal, you see moving about, and you read a writer. And that's
Okay, I'm gonna put all of the nice stuff back in the thing, and I'm gonna pocket the handwritten notes.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use mending on the seal.
Okay. Let's say this whole affair takes you about 60 seconds. Barty, did you do anything in that time?
I mean, if I saw her fiddling around, I mean, I'm still kind of nursing a mild hangover. I'd just shout at the front, "Sister, both hands on the reins, please! Don't want to fall off this mountain!"
I've been driving these horses for 50 years.
And all it takes is one bad day.
But this feels like a very good day to me.
Yeah, well, the weather can be a line, son of a bitch.
I throw a biscuit at him.
Thank you.
If I see the biscuit, I swoop it.
Alright. Anything else? Anyone else? Anything else that anyone would like to do?
You know, just as we're going along, just lightly strum on the lute to, you know, entertain us.
I'd like to harmonize with my musical instrument. The bird call.
Want to get that other half of inspiration?
As soon as he starts playing the lute, I can join in.
Okay. You got a lute for us, party?
No, I am not that
Okay.
musically talented, but I do have the piano over there, but that wouldn't really work.
Maybe another time.
I don't know
Perhaps.
how bird calls synchronize with chopsticks.
I don't even know how to play chopsticks.
What?
I know other actual songs, but not chopsticks.
Well,
So-
what good are you then?
Apparently
No.
none.
So, if no one else wants to do anything, the rest of the trip will pass on without incident. The return trip will be slightly shorter, as there will be no tree blocking the way this time. As you kind of early in your trip pass by the place where you engaged in that fierce battle earlier. You continue your way eastward back towards Belfort, passing through the gates. The guardsmen there asking for paperwork that Hestia has, and assuming she doesn't do anything strange, you all make your way inside without incident. Okay. So you make your way back into the city. Night is beginning to fall. Let me go ahead and switch this back to blur.
Oh no. Right?
All right.
Oh.
Yes. Sorry.
Quiet for so long.
Sorry. I forgot that you can't hear me or see me. So you make your way back. I guess Hesia's dropping you off back at the apartment building where you see several guardsmen kind of meandering outside of the building.
What's all this then?
Yeah.
That's directed at one of the guards.
Just been a murder.
A murder? Where?
Here. Landlord.
When?
Well, shit.
Wait,
Sometime.
friend?
Friend's dead, Torio.
What?
Yeah, some people went missing as well.
Who?
Who? I don't know, just a few of the tenants here gone missing. If you have questions, you best see the sergeant
Torio
inside.
flies up to the roof.
I try to like push
Okay.
past the guards to get.
Yes, it's
Okay.
illegal.
I
Torio
know.
flies up to the roof.
Okay. Well, let me see. I have to. Well, something.
Maybe.
Let me see. What would they roll? I guess. Actually, we'll just do. We'll do contested, like initiative basically. We'll just do the initiative. Like but like not like we're not going to start combat or anything. But if you beat them, they won't be able to act before you can get to the top of the roof. Is basically what I'm saying. So let me get a thing for them. Yeah, just roll. Oh god, let me find something.
Well, other people are doing things as well, right?
Yeah, that's true. So you like a dart, Torio just flies up to the top of the roof. Okay, so they just have a plus one. So all right. just beat 7 and you'll get up without.
Okay. I can't roll without a token, so I'm going to.
You can just do a dex check, right?
Yeah, it's the same. It's very true.
Oh, okay. So
That seems fitting. I would have used my inspiration on it, but
that's
seems
true.
fitting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like a dart, Torio takes up a flurry of feathers to the top before anyone can react. You hear kind of a shout behind you, Torio, as you get to the top of the ceiling. We'll get back to you in just a second. A couple of the guards kind of run indoors, but one of them stays out. What would the rest of you like to do?
So one of them was saying something about if we have questions, we can go see someone.
Yeah, the sergeant indoors.
Oh, sergeant indoors. Well, guess we should go figure out what our living situation is now. See if we need to find some new lodgings. So we'll go talk with the sergeant if you'll excuse us.
Yeah, go run ahead. And then he's clearly distracted by the flying Aarakocra.
Don't mind Birdbrain, he's got his tribe up on the roof, and he's probably just gonna go see if what's up with them.
Oh no, but he can't be doing that.
Yeah, well, he doesn't... Look, I barely know the guy. That's...
Arrest him if you need to. Such a big help.
He
doesn't even drink alcohol. I mean, what's up with that?
What kind of a shifty character doesn't drink alcohol, I wonder, but... No, I mean, if the landlord's dead, I just need to find out if me and my sister need to find somewhere else to sleep tonight, so...
Okay. So, we're going to go to Torio for a little bit, and then we'll come back down to the three of you, well,
Yep.
5 of you, as you kind of move indoors. Torio, you land on the top of the roof, and huddled around the chimneys where the most heat is coming from on the roof, you see your tribe, your flock. Would you say your flock? Your Tribe. Okay. All right. Your tribe.
Torio's bundle.
So you put your eyes quickly dart around. They see you, and one of your tribe's people kind of scuttles towards you. It's like,
Torio, you're back. They've taken some of the hatchlings.
Torio's gonna get like very, very panicked and start looking around for one of the elders, unless that is one of the elders.
Let's say not, because this is not a fun voice.
Okay. Work hard on it, you little one.
Sorry.
With lots of clicks and whistles, Torio's gonna look around for one of the elders.
Orion. We'll do that for the other one.
Oh, his voice is so cool.
What is your elder's name?
Ba.
Ba.
Ba. B.
Ba.
Yeah.
You.
Let's speak in plain tongue because that's too much for me.
Yes.
The player.
Wise.
Much too much.
Johnny, it's good you've returned.
Yes. Blanket soon.
They've taken the fledglings.
Who? Who?
Okay.
I'm sorry. I tried so hard.
And good night.
Yeah, good.
Taken Pip, Boobo, and Luli.
They took them, or they were taken?
They were taken in the night.
Hip, Bobo, and Luli.
Boobo.
Parents are the worst.
Luli.
Okay.
Pip.
Pip.
Boobo.
Okay.
I mean, Boobo.
Okay. Boobo. Alright.
They were playing with the wingless ones downstairs. Something happened the night and they went missing.
What were they doing downstairs at night?
They go down there sometimes to keep warm. Their feathers don't keep them warm yet.
Do we know who took them?
Not yet. We didn't know they were missing until the first light.
And the innkeeper?
The Tom is dead.
Tom was friend.
Tom was friend.
I will talk to my friends about this.
Find them, Torio.
Torio's gonna pull out some feathers. Yeah, just in frustration. Just
Okay. Yeah. There's several others in the area that are also pulling out their feathers in anxiety. They're only with this particular part of your tribe. There are only 7 little ones, and 3 of them missing is a terrible, terrible blow.
hit reconnect.
Yeah, we lost.
Yeah, no, okay, so of the 7 that survived, 3 have gone missing. We don't know where. The innkeeper's basically dead, and the lost firebirds on the roof are freezing to death. And Torio has to not only find a new house for them, a new home tree, but also apparently save the children. Great.
Yes. So let's go back downstairs to Mizuki, Bartimea, Sister Hestia, Nelai, and Odakaran, who come into the lobby where you see. I can see you, Steph.
I can't see her. Oh, and I lost Robert. It's only me left.
No, it's happening again.
I every time you reconnect, I see you. So
Okay. Weird.
Alex, try and reconnect.
Yeah.
I don't see anyone.
Nope. Can't see anyone.
Yeah, we can
you
keep
want
going
a hard
on
refresh real
voice.
quick?
Yeah, I can try a quick refresh, which means the stream is gonna go with me. So be
Yeah,
right
they'll
back.
Still hear our audio.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
They'll still hear
I see
audio.
you.
Oh, and Robert just came back as soon as I hit refresh.
What? I see Robert, but I don't see Alex.
Well,
I don't
because
see
I'm
Alex either.
refreshing right now.
Oh.
I don't know.
Not seeing any of
Keep
you.
going though. Hit reconnect.
Nope.
This is what was happening before. Yep. See, I lost everyone too.
Well, I will just make faces at them.
Let me press reconnect after everyone stopped doing stuff.
I don't know if you can see me, but my hands are off the mouse and keys.
Alright, is everyone done with the stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna hit reconnect.
Nothing.
Nope.
Let's just go with voice for now.
Yeah.
See, okay, now I'm 75 down, and I got 6 up, so I'm gonna bring video back, even though that's probably stupid.
Let's see who can see you and who can't.
Yeah.
Video roulette.
We're gonna like basically just get rid of Roll20 video and voice altogether.
I mean, it's not a bad idea, to be honest.
Yeah, I can see Ryan.
Oh, there's
I can see
Ryan. There's
everyone now.
Robert. Still no
Everyone came
staff.
back.
Alex.
I can see everyone, so we're fine.
I can see everyone.
I can see Alex on stream, so let's just do
Yeah.
it.
I can see
You
the
wanna
boys, but not the girls.
Boys, in fact.
You know what
Alright.
we're like.
Yeah.
Alright. So, cool. This is awesome. So, oh yeah, we're back downstairs. So, Mizuki, Barty, Hestia, or Hestia, did you go in with them? Actually, there's not necessarily a reason you would have to go in with them if you don't want to.
No, I think I stay with the cart, especially when I see that there's a lot of activity around the place. I'm just gonna wait for them.
Okay, cool. So the other four go in, and you see as you come into the lobby where is he? Kind of an older looking man, grizzled, kind of red blonde hair, beard, seeming pretty tired. He's standing, seemingly not too distracted by a couple guards that ran past him to go upstairs, or like hurried past him. Actually, as they run by, he just grabs them. He's like,
Oh, let him be.
and they kind of, he's like, sir, and he just kind of holds up a hand and without saying a word, because I don't want to have a conversation with myself, just kind of ushers them backwards, and they don't press the issue with him. And you see kind of before the man who's apparently in charge, a dark crimson stain in the floor that is long dried. There's slight smear at one end. It seems that from when they moved the victim out of here, who you presume is Tom at this point. Or I think, Barty, you know that it's Tom. So you know that. I don't know if everyone else heard that, but probably. No, you all know that. Cool. So yeah, you're in there. And you see kind of like pressed within like kind of the wood grains, a blood-stained kind of dark gray feather just kind of like stuck in between the wood planks as well. That you would recognize as Torio's feather. So, he kind of looks at this man regards you as you come in. And who are you?
We're residents of the building, just returned from an out-of-town trip for Skywatch.
You lot on Skywatch?
The newest members. And just do a little flourish.
Alright. Didn't know that they've taken your kind on.
Who all is missing? Do you know?
Yes. He pulls out a kind of a small booklet that he's been writing notes in. Missing 3 of those bird folk. The Cobra, am I call this?
Yes.
We've got names for a Pip, a Luli, and a Boobo.
Oh, no,
I've got
Boobo.
a Jota who's missing. We've got a Raiko who's missing.
What?
We got Rico? Am I pronouncing
No,
that
it
incorrectly?
is right. That's my sister.
Oh, sorry. Like that.
Do you have any ideas how could this happen?
We don't know yet. We had a call that there was a murder. We came by and there seemed to be some people missing. Reported missing anyway. Now, we don't know. They might have just run off somewhere. They come back at
My
some point.
sister can't just run off. Her legs don't work. She's paralyzed. someone literally had to pick her up and take her somewhere. And the other person you spoke of before my sister, she's also an old woman who's bedridden. They can't just get up and leave. They had to have been physically moved by something else.
He writes some notes down to his book. He's like, well, we'll look into it, see what we can find. Try not to...
Look into it. Why don't you have men scouring the town trying to find these people? And Eric Krokras. These beings.
Well, we've got men looking for him.
So Torio's not a person.
I said
He's the lesser
people.
being. And then you changed it to include the Aarakocras as
We're
beings.
just beings. We're all beings.
Just,
Well,
You're
just
not
better than
people.
others.
we both can continue to discuss that. It's more we're looking into it. And then he kind of continues. He's like, where were you all last night?
We were out of town. I just said that. We were at Fort... what's its name?
What do you mean? I haven't heard of that particular. Can you be more specific?
Skywatch?
We were out at whatever the
Okay.
Skywatch place is
Oh.
called.
I forgot.
Right. It was called just Skywatch in the Western place. Yeah. Oh, and you have anyone who can verify that?
Yeah, we got the old woman watching over the cart out front. She has all the documentation.
And he kind of nods to one of the guards who goes outdoors to do the check-in. And we'll go outdoors because we haven't talked to the Hestian in a bit. So the guard, you see a guard coming out the door and kind of look around and then see you and then come towards you.
I think I kind of like immediately flinch when I see, oh shit, a cop, but then I remember who I am, and I sit and wait for him.
He's like, do you have some sort of verification that this lot was at the Western Skywatch stronghold?
Well, yes, we were there
For what you
why,
call it?
what's happened?
Oh, there's just been some missing people, and well, I mean, someone got murdered last night.
Well, I can assure you none of my wards would have murdered anyone.
Oh, I expect not, ma'am. I'm just doing my job trying to get some paperwork so I can write this one off the list.
Well, go away and do your paperwork then, I've just told you.
What? Do you... he feels a little awkward. Do you have, like, any proof, documentation that you were
Well,
outside of the...
I mean, yes, here. I give him the papery things that I have.
Oh, the paper things.
He's gonna,
just like a
he's
stack
gonna
of papers.
He's gonna take our money paper for the investigation, and we're
No, I'm
pay.
keeping that. I'm keeping the receipt, the money receipt. That's on my person.
Okay. So he looks over your papers and he sees some like ticks and stamps where you've all been traveling in and out of the city, and he's like, well, this will do just fine, thank you. And he hands them all back to you and goes back inside. And we'll return back inside. So is there anything else that Barnabas or Mizuki wanted to do while we were in here? Do you want to talk to anyone, look around, just...
Has Torio made it down and joined us yet?
I don't know. Torio, what are you doing up there?
I'm talking with Bob.
Okay, so then I guess, well, Mizuki is worried about her sister. Barty and Odie are just gonna step to the side and be like, do we find somewhere else to live? Someone got murdered here, and just, I don't know how we want to handle this conversation without Champs here.
So we'll say another tenant kind of comes by and she's kind of like clutching herself. These are times, aren't they?
You roboted real hard there.
Oh, robot are real hard. Am I back?
Yep.
Yes.
No. Yes. It's like, these are terrible times, aren't they? A shame. I hear that Tom's daughter is gonna come by and I guess take over the building for the time being. I hope she's as nice as Tom. He's always been really kind and generous about us turning late a day or two. Hope she's as kind as her father.
Yeah, Tom was good folk, but being good folk don't stop you from getting killed. But
That's the truth.
I suppose we do have lodgings here already. Well, I think we'll be able to stick around.
I hope we can, because if we look around, there's nowhere else to go right now. Like, nowhere inside the city.
It's true.
It's terrible business, she says it again as she kind of walks away. So, with that, is there anything that you two would like to do? Torio, you're still on the roof hanging out with Baba.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as the conversations kind of dwindle down a bit, I might go and check on some of the other hatchlings, ask them. I'm assuming that if they're within a few weeks of being hatched, they could probably talk because we have such short lifespans.
Yeah.
And we've talked about like the mimicry type stuff. So I'm gonna go and ask them who Pip and Lulu. Yeah. Who do Pip and Lilu and who they talk to and what children they play with and where they sleep to stay warm at night.
We normally stay with Amanda.
I'm just going
Torio's
for it.
people are the best. I'm so happy that they exist. They're a very, very pride-filled tribe of, birds that come from a very warm place filled with lava and heat thermals, and they're just...
Yeah.
They just don't fit in this world. They really don't.
They're too pure and too precious for this world.
Basically.
We normally hang out with Amanda.
Amandel?
Mm-hmm.
Do I know that name at all?
It's a human woman that lives on like the second floor, and she's got a couple kids. She's got a kid named Corbett, and also it's not her daughter. It's an orphan that she's taking care of, named Jessa as well.
Jessa. Okay, I'm going to talk to the friends' friends.
But they're gone too.
The children or all of them?
All of them.
Even the mom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you tell me... So I know where she lived, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. I really wish I wasn't such a fat bird that ate all the biscuits and I could give them one. But let's be real.
I mean, hey,
Torio ate every one of them.
Birds regurgitate food to feed the young.
Torio hasn't had the flowers and the sheep talk yet, though.
Wow.
Are there kids crying in this soundtrack?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a baby crying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, stay warm, little one. Keep the fire close, and then I'm gonna leave and just kind of like walk downstairs.
They kind of coo each other and just like, "Oh." I don't know.
We're just all the birds. Depending on the situation, we pull bird traits for what we need. Yeah.
So,
Nevermore.
Yeah. Nevermore.
Yeah. If I can, before I hit the first floor where everyone's at, I'd stop off at that apartment.
Okay. All right. So you stop by the apartment. You look at the door. It seems to be kind of broken in. And give me a perception check, please.
Beautiful perception. So good at that.
And are all the rest of you also just like chilling in the lobby, or are you gonna go to your rooms or do anything?
How long have they been away? Like, how long have I been waiting?
At this point, probably less than 10 minutes. But
Okay.
Fell asleep.
I'm gonna stay where I am, but if it's like goes like another 10 minutes, I'm probably gonna like go and look for them.
You, like,
okay.
knit a sweater.
Okay,
I'm going to use my inspiration, by the way.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so we're Hatsu, we'll do like a couple more things with them, and then we'll say it's been 20 minutes or whatever. So Toru looking around, kind of seeing, you see a couple little downy feathers that are just kind of around on the floor that you recognize. Well, not like this
one's Pip. This is
you don't. Yeah.
This
You just
is
write
Pip.
notes in
I was saying that, but I was already muted before.
Yeah. So you also see just kind of within the room itself, it seems to be like there's a small cot that doesn't have any legs. It's just on the floor. There's like blankets that are kind of like pulled off and thrown in the side. There's a kind of there's a broken clay pot that's like lying on the floor next to a nightstand. And you also catch a strange smell, kind of like strangely smells like oranges, with kind of like a citric smell, and you kind of like try to track it in the room, and along the base of one of the walls, you see small shards of glass, and you also see kind of a yellowed, like oily residue. It's kind of coating a wall, and yes, that's it actually.
Okay, so a couple things. Looking around, looking at the door, looking at like the room. Does it look like it was like kicked in, or are there any like obvious like claw scratch marks, hatchet, like someone cut it down, or anything like that? Like, can I discern anything of that nature?
Oh, you give me an investigation check.
Oh, I'm so good at those, you guys. I'm so good. Hey.
You don't see any obvious claw marks or hatchet marks. It almost just looks like, I mean, you do see like where like the wood itself is kind of like splintered at the where the bolt comes in.
Okay.
But nothing like slashes or anything.
Yeah, nothing that stands out. Okay. If I can find something to like sweep like maybe with my wing to like sweep the glass into like a rag or something.
Sure.
And tie it up, and maybe get some of the residue in there, or like wipe it on the rag or something like that, and just bundle it up.
Okay. Yeah. If you don't have a rag on you for any reason, I'm sure there's like there's probably something in the room that you could use, like a handkerchief, or you could tear up some of the blanket or something like that. So,
Okay.
what would you like to use? What would you do?
Pillowcase.
Pillowcase. Sure. Yes.
I don't know. I mean, anything, any bit of cloth. So I would assume if the bed is there and there's bits of it, I might just like beak a piece off. You know,
Yeah.
just
Take it off. Take it off.
beak it off.
Alright.
And then the last thing. So as an arcane siphon, and this is flavor wise. So you can tell me yes or no. Obviously, arcane siphon sorcerer. They have that kind of like natural like draw to magic, and it kind of like the ability to like almost like take it in. Is there any way that he could maybe sense if there's just been any kind of magic that was cast in the area / room? Just like a smell or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think like what classifies as that. No, you don't actually.
Okay.
Well, not in this room, but you do get kind of like a prickly, like as you kind of you were kind of like beelining towards this room, Amandel's room, and you are singularly focused. But as you kind of like open up your senses, it just occurs to you like I kind of felt something out in the hallway. And so if you wanted to move back out there, it's you do kind of very, very, very faint, kind of crispy crackle.
Okay, so something was there. Like there's definitely like just a feel of and probably something that feels, I'm assuming, out of place from my time spent in the building.
It's something that it's I think it's a little bit too degraded to tell.
Okay. And I imagine it wouldn't be that potent of an ability. More just like a hair on the back of or a feather on the back of the neck kind of thing.
You can tell that magic's been cast within like the past 24 hours or so. But you can't tell anything else about it. You're not really sure what was cast, or anything. Maybe if it was like a little bit closer to the casting, it might have been a little bit more clear. But at this point, it's degraded too much, and it kind of is almost completely gone from your senses.
Okay, that's fair. And I'm done. I'm gonna head downstairs with my bundle of broken glass and orange juice.
Okay, so we'll say that Sister Hestia, it's been about 20 minutes at this point. Does she find Mizuki and Bartimaeus in the lobby? Are you there, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. I see everyone now.
Yeah.
Yay!
All right. So.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no. I was just saying, so Mizuki and Bartimaeus are in the lobby with Nalai and Otakaran. There's also a big smear of blood on the floor of the lobby, and the sergeant is there as well, as you walk in.
Like, bustle over to them, and looking like fairly concerned. I'm gonna be like, what's going on? Are you all alright?
No,
by
we're not.
Yeah, by some definitions of alright, the landlord got murdered, her sister is gone, and she couldn't leave on her own. And is the old woman related to Nalai? I forget.
Not related technically,
But like is
yeah.
associated, and so, and one of her friends is also gone, so it's just, it's not been a good day for a lot of us. And I told you the weather was gonna lie to us.
I'm gonna go up to the cop.
Go right ahead.
You there? Are you in charge?
Yeah, I'm heading this what was his voice? Can't remember. Well, yeah, I'm in charge of this investigation.
Well, tell us what you've investigated. My friends are very worried about her sister.
Yeah, well, we're looking into it. There's been a few cases like this that we've seen before. People go missing. Doesn't usually have a body left behind, though. That part's new.
That's quite worrying. Have you got any leads? Clues?
Not as of yet, but we're canvassing the area. Have some people in mind of seeing something.
I didn't see anybody canvassing the area when we came in. Did you? I'm gonna like shout over my shoulder to the group.
Well, we'll figure things out in due time, ma'am.
So there's no due time if a young lady's missing. Do your job better. You should be ashamed.
Doing what I can, ma'am.
Well, I'm gonna hustle back over to the group and just be like, well, look, I was going to suggest that we go and make some money, but perhaps we ought to go and get breakfast somewhere.
It's
quite a
almost
shock.
nighttime. Is breakfast?
You can have breakfast whenever you need breakfast.
I suppose that's technically true. Yes.
That's how Waffle House stays in business. The sergeant says.
Yeah. Well, would going and getting the receipt be out of the way?
I don't know, DM, would that be out of the way?
From what?
Finding somewhere to get food.
From the Waffle House,
Oh,
which I'm assuming is now canon in this world.
Fantasy Waffle House.
because the guard talked about it.
yeah. It's there's Waffle Hut, and then there's Falafel House, which is same but different. And there's a but you can get waffles somewhere probably. But the office there's roundabouts that you could probably swing by someplace. It'd probably take you an hour to drop by the office and then get to a place that sells breakfast at this time. Actually, most taverns will probably have the ingredients that you need to make just a normal, regular breakfast.
Yeah, but now we've got our hearts set on waffles.
I know. So yeah, it's actually a Belford. They call it Belford waffles. They're super popular. And there's like a bit of a cream. They usually do a cream and a fruit for in Belford. But you can also get it other styles too.
I relay this information. That it'll take us about an hour.
Cigar and a grape.
Crepes of Wrath. There's that restaurant somewhere.
Yep.
Do they have punch on a stick?
They have the Crusader. Anyway, so yeah, you want to just like fast track this and like you pick up your money and so you get how many of there are?
There
Sister
are
Hestia.
six characters.
6 players.
Yep.
6 players. For let's see, days were. I had this figured out, but now I've forgotten it. So, Hestia, they hand you 30 gold coins that you can distribute as you wish, and then you can go over to the nearest. It's quite stingy. And then you go to the nearest Waffle Hut.
I also can't do maths at all. Is that 5 gold
each? Yep,
Okay.
split evenly.
I'm not gonna be a jerk. I'll split it evenly.
Okay. You also made like a couple extra coins on this trip, I think. So you arrive at this place. There's a actually, who do you want to be serving you? Who's running this waffle bar?
Bob.
He's wearing an apron. He's like, oh, he's surprised to see you. Like, you've just got my secret.
he just comes in like, I really had to find extra work.
It's like leading a dying tribe. So it weighs on you, but these waffles.
This is my third job.
Mm-hmm. Barty actually quickly checks to make sure. Wait, no, I haven't worked at this place before.
You get Babu's eggs.
Boobo's.
No,
Boobo's the kid. Yeah.
Baba, is it Baba? Anyway, we'll just Baba and Boobo, very similar but different.
Yep.
So we'll say that there's a dwarf, red-haired
Jackson, named Jackson.
Yeah, a bearded lady, Jackson.
Got it. Good with that.
How
does she style her? How does she style her beard?
She braided.
Just one.
No, she's got one. It's actually, what would be interesting? I don't know. I've never thought of like a bearded lady.
How about like really really short, just like braids with like colored like stones to top them off.
Perfect.
Not like gemstones, but worked to specifically cap it, colored, pretty stones.
Easy peasy. So Jackson is the chef there, and she. Like, what will I get for you? What would you like?
Well, we've heard so much about them. I think Belfort waffle for everyone.
Do you have any?
We'd like some very strong alcohol, please.
Uncooked fresh meat.
Oh, okay.
No poison.
No poison?
Give me his alcohol.
I'm not going to poison you.
I don't want the alcohol is bad.
He doesn't
No,
like
you've
alcohol.
had a shock. You need some for your system.
Do you have any uncooked fresh game?
I mean, we might in the larder. I can check for you. What would you like? I didn't know that you were the kind to not eat cooked meat or anything.
Well, it's better fresh.
Is this really fresh, though?
Well, it's not like that. It's not like
Calm
that
down,
freezer back there.
Calm
it's
down,
like
you.
coming
It's
in
fine.
on a freezer truck.
It's fine. So within 15 minutes, you are all presented with a plate of steaming waffles. There's some, for those who desire it, there is this kind of mulled wine, and there's also like a hot whiskey and cider drink, that sort of thing. And for those who are abstaining, there's you could have just like tea or coffee, whatever you like. But you're the only ones in the restaurant at the time. It's about like almost midnight, about like 11:30 or so. You're all sitting at the table together. Yep. What would you like to do?
Picking pieces up and just, clicking my beak as I eat them. Swallow them whole. The meat.
So I think I'm just gonna like.
I eat with my mouth open.
Mizuki
Disgusting.
specifically sat next to Torio, that way she doesn't have to look at this happening.
It's very ritualistic. It's fine. He has good manners in his tribe. It's just not used to your tribe yet. After Torio eats a little bit, he's kind of like, Torio found something, but Torio doesn't know what it is. Maybe friends can help?
Maybe, depends on
And
what
I'm gonna take the pillowcase, just the broken glass pillowcase out, and I'm gonna put it on the table. Torio found this in the room the hatchlings and their friends were taken from.
So I wasn't here for this part. What is actually in the pillowcase?
Broken pieces of glass with some citrus-like residues, like oily residue, that he tried to wipe onto the pillowcase at some point. So it's basically just like a stained orangish pillow, like a white pillowcase that's stained kind of orangish with broken chunks of glass in it.
Cool.
There's not a ton of glass there. It's like just mostly small little flecks, but there's a couple like medium-sized pieces.
Yeah, but there's a whole pillowcase.
But it's a whole pillowcase, yeah.
Just
but mostly
the
there's like
tiny
this
corner.
just kind of like smear of like a yellowed oil in it that has a slightly citric smell to it.
I mean, does any of this weird collection of mess ring any bells? Like,
would the citricy and color, are any alarm bells ringing seeing this?
Let me think of what you could roll.
Yeah, whether there's some like common potion that might have this.
As
these
a bard
qualities.
that drinks a lot of weird things.
Let's see, so there's would it be okay, this will work. Do a medicine check. The least popular 5e skill of all time.
My first character was proficient in that, but I'm a jack of all trades. I got this.
All right. Anyone else want to check?
Torio would have no clue.
Yeah.
Is Nalai proficient in medicine?
Probably.
Probably.
Mizuki is going to abstain.
Stain. If she's not proficient, I'm not gonna. Let's see, where is she? She is indeed proficient. Okay. So,
When she's
both-
not here, she rolls really well.
I know. Both you and Nalai both get the sense. It's not immediately familiar to you both, but there's a kind of. But it does kind of like remind you of something sort of similar, not quite a. Something that's, I'm trying to think of the right words to do this. It almost reminds you of some anesthetics that you've seen before or smelled before. It's pretty different, but that's like something that comes to both of your minds as you kind of give this smell and look over it.
So is this basically this world's chloroform? Is that what we're getting? Or it could maybe be used that way?
Torio also thinks they used magic,
Well,
but not in the room, but outside of the rooms, maybe.
I don't mean to
So-
be insensitive, but do you lot have any enemies?
I mean, I've pissed off a couple employers and patrons of the establishments I worked at, but that's about it.
Torio
And I
has
mean,
lots
your
of friends.
sister's right here, so
Yep.
you probably weren't the target.
Torio had lots of friends.
We're not even from here. I'm not really
You-
upset.
You cut out a little bit, but maybe that's part of it, because we've been getting a lot of side-eye for being mainlanders, so maybe that's something to do with it? Though,
Well, people are up their own arses, but I don't think that's a reason for a mass kidnapping and a murder.
some people are big, hateful
agree.
jerks.
That is also true.
Maybe they used the magic to get into the building. There was an elder that could do that, but Torio didn't borrow that spell from him before he died.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I guess looking at more practical things, I mean, no one seems to be pleased with the progress the guards are making. what's the next thing expected of us as Skywatch members? And can we help out with the investigation on our own?
Well, about that Skywatch thing, and I'm gonna like dig into my robes and be like, I've got a wonderful top secret mission for you. And I'm gonna
Top
slide.
secret, you say?
I'm gonna slide the bit of paper that I stole out onto the table. I'm gonna be like, we're going to go and hunt a dragon.
That sounds dangerous.
Torio has to find the hatchlings.
I have to find my sister.
Well, we can do both things at the same time. I mean, I assume that's why you signed up for Skywatch. Want to do exciting things, don't you?
Torio signed up for Skywatch before the hatchlings were missing.
True facts.
Torio signed up for Skywatch to buy blankets for the hatchlings, and if the hatchlings are missing, then Torio doesn't need to be in Skywatch.
Well, it's a bit late now, dear. You've signed a contract.
Okay, here's what
Torio doesn't understand what that means.
Here's what I propose. Is this dragon really going anywhere? Like, yes, these seem to be migratory patterns of dragons, or I'm not sure what exactly you've held on
It's
to.
basically just a thing that's like, we spotted a weird dragon that's like deformed
Okay,
and shit.
so the weird dragon, but so it's like, I don't know if this dragon's really going anywhere. We're also like, that thing we fought the other night, that nearly killed like half of us. A dragon will eat us alive, so...
Well, the key word there is merely. You need to just have a little bit more confidence in yourself.
Torio thought that Skywatch was for watching the skies, not for attacking the skies.
Yeah, it's a euphemism.
Torio just kind of like cocks his head at the word euphemism.
Okay, so... I guess seems like we're all... Well, half of us aren't gonna go and do anything until what happened to the building gets resolved. So we should probably get that, look into that, and...
Well-
I'm not good at this sort of stuff.
A murder investigation sounds fun too, but I've got no idea how to help you. I don't know anything about any of you.
Friends would help.
What friends? Our viewers are going to help, dear.
He means you.
Yes, well, I just said I would help, but I don't know how. I don't know anything about any of you. Good grief, clean your ears out.
Torio doesn't have ears.
That explains a lot.
Well, I mean...
More cider? Like says Jackson as she leans over and pours, fills up everyone's cup and then hangs around for an uncomfortably long 48 seconds and then leaves you back to your discussion.
Torio's glass was still full from the last time. It's he drank like this much tea. Top off? No, I'm fine. Top off? No, I'm fine. Top off? Okay, fine.
It's just overspilled.
Just go. Yeah. Go for it.
And you're alone again.
Yep. So it's not like I have a ton of experience doing it, but I suppose I could maybe find a seedier bar or tavern and keep
I'm like
an ear
nodding
out.
enthusiastically as these words come out of your mouth.
It's just like, that's what people in the stories do, so maybe that'll work here. I don't know.
Oh, you know who else we could find? Those truthful gutter snipes that I spoke to the other day.
That's an idea. Maybe they saw something.
Yep.
Just like a Waffle House at 11:30 at night, there's a baby crying. I like no joke, like out of character. Torio 110% will not budge on this, but Torio 110% has no clue where to start.
Mm-hmm.
So,
What if I tell Torio on good authority I know that the dragon stole the hatchlings?
I think you'd still have to go through Mizuki to get to that, because I'm pretty sure. And Nalai.
And Nalai, yeah. Nalai is far more upset than she is appearing to be right now.
Nalai is actually just like straight up frozen right now. She's like, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
So, do you? Basically, what I'm thinking is that you all can kind of talk about like certain leads that you have, which there are some, and talk about how to like search those out, and we'll probably end the session there, and then like actually investigate the leads in next session. But we can like.
I'm just running up against the typical. I have ideas, but my character doesn't. Like. So.
Yeah, well, that's totally fine. Now, you do have the. Did Barty? Did you or Nalai share with Torio what you thought was the thing that he showed you? Pillowcase.
Yeah, it would have been like, so it's some kind of anesthetic which is used for putting people to sleep or numbing, but...
Is it common?
Would we have had anything like that in, like, a tribal setting, or is it more clinical than anything we'd have had access to? Like, I'm trying to think of, like, even the sense of, like, just some sort of like herb that you chew on if you have like a some pain or something like that.
Sure, I'm sure there's stuff that from like around home tree, like maybe even like a type of fungus that you chew on and it just like knocks you out. That where people can like reset broken bones or do whatever, like your wings, that sort of thing, like certain, or maybe for certain. Maybe certain psychedelic rituals that your tribe has. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we get, we fly around. There's lava, there's smoke, there's stuff exploding all over the place. It gets pretty trippy up there.
So just whatever fits. I mean, if it fits in your mind of what it is, then yeah, it exists.
But probably a little bit more clinical, like more refined, I guess.
This is more refined than you're used to. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. But Torio gets the concept.
You get the concepts.
Okay.
This stuff, is it particularly rare? Or hard to make?
Is it?
Neither you or Nalai know exactly what it is. But you know that it's requires it's a skilled thing to create these things. It's not it's generally a compound of several components made in a certain way. So
do we know how many people were taken? Torio knows of 6 at least.
7. There were 7 people. I believe,
8,
unless I count it inaccurately. Don't mess with me.
No, because there was the 3 hatchlings, and then there was the 3 people in the apartment with the hatchlings.
No, you're right. It's 4. It's 4. I mean, I'm sorry, 8. I said 4. I meant 8. I was like blocking it in 4 and 4 to count it real quick.
So Torio knows of at least the 6, and then Mizuki and Nalai have their individuals that were taken. Yep. But other than that, no one else was taken at all, or we don't know of anyone else that was taken, I guess.
There was
and then Tom's dead.
Tom's dead.
Yeah.
It was mainly the people missing were mainly on the first couple floors.
Okay. So I get we can discuss about. But...
Yeah, that's right. Like Mizuki, like with specifically with your sister's needs, you had a first floor level room and kind of the same thing. I think probably Jota was probably maybe on the second floor because she's an old lady, and also on the lower floors. That's where the Amandels live as well. So if they have anything in common, it's just that they're at the lowest part of the building.
Magic would explain why no one might have seen people coming or going if they hadn't.
Yep.
And
Why
the
don't we,
hatchlings weren't discovered until the morning that they were missing. So obviously it wasn't a big ruckus that was caused, or...
Why don't we see if we can find out who supplies this stuff? There's got to be alchemists and all.
Yep.
I mean, of course there are alchemists. I know this city like the back of my hand.
So yeah, finding an alchemy shop and figuring out who made this, who bought it. So we've got shady bars, alchemy. What else do we have?
The little pickpocket kids.
Yep. Street
That-
urchins.
That creepy guy that smelled like marijuanas. That's how we say it in California.
Yeah.
Every time.
Is though.
I'm from California. That's not. It's not accurate.
It's very inaccurate.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got 4 different leads that we should... I mean, I understand you all are upset, but it is getting pretty late in the evening, and at least things like the alchemy shop aren't going to be open at this hour. Knocking on doors at this time of night, not going to be making us
a
any
nice
friends.
shady bar will be open.
Yeah, so I could go check that out if anyone else wants to accompany me, but otherwise it may be time to call it an evening.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So, anyone want to go on a shitty bar trip tonight?
I mean, yeah. Well, Granny and I can do that quickly.
Okay,
Well, maybe quickly, we'll see.
we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, we don't have to do it now. I'm just saying that, like, if that happens, I'm up for it.
Let's wait till next time because maybe like Oda Karen will want to come along, or I don't know I will, but she might.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll cut it there. No epilogue this time, and that's cool. So we've reached the time where we try to determine the title for this session. We can do that off stream if you want, but
Well, when Lindsay eventually rewatches
Boobo.
it, she'll have one.
Bob.
No, Boobo.
Yeah, can we just call it Boobo? Thanks.
Boobo.
Boobo.
Okay.
Okay.
Boobo, precious.
Yeah.
Precious Boobo.
Okay.
Is anyone actually in the chat right
Looks
now?
like there are some people.
Go. Well, if you have any questions or anything, or not,
Yeah, just
Um,
shoot them into Twitch. We'll be hanging around for a little bit,
yeah.
but I think we'll probably cut the stream and we can respond in Twitch chat as
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds good.
Especially because I am just on
Yeah.
the tail end of like a 14-hour day.
Yep,
So.
so
Yeah. Get everyone.
14 hours! Try 24!
That is true. You
I'm
always
not-
win.
I'm not young. I'm not
You-
as young as Sister Hestia is old anymore.
You will always win that argument.
Yeah, for sure.
Forever.
yeah.
It's okay.
But yeah, cool. So are we off? Are we still on?
We're still here. Follow us on Twitch and Twitter. We do things. Yeah, keep an eye out.
And just another reminder, if you guys are interested in signing up for the map giveaway, my information is down below. At Mental Burnout, follow me. Check out my Twin Pete pin tweet. I'm tired.
Twin Pete?
Yep.
Twin
There you
Peaks.
go.
Oh, my Twin Peaks fan fiction.
All right.
Can I just like very quickly do
Yep.
some shameless self-promotion also?
Yeah, no, that's all 110% okay.
Cool. Yeah, if you go to my Twitter, which is at leechwifey, my pinned tweet is like a link to my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna be starting a new D&D campaign in like 2 weeks that should upload every Saturday, and it's like all girl crazy steampunk.
Yes.
So you should definitely sub and watch.
And for anyone watching, yeah, she did get the whole tweet thing said correctly. Okay, I'm tired. But no, I'm super excited about that. I'm definitely gonna be watching. I know I subscribe to your channel, so I'm very excited. I love to see more like, you know, female positive stuff in gaming, especially with a lot of the stories that we've seen recently, as recent as tonight, where people are kind of just like, you know, it's not that great out there sometimes, and I love to see it. So I'm super excited about it. I'm gonna stop talking.
Yep.
I'm
Thank
tired.
you.
Thank you for stop talking.
Okay.
I'm also a subscriber.
Yep.
So it's cool, kids.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the stream now. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.